Happy Tuesday. This is Jason Rockhold, PGA Master Professional, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about the importance of building a community around the golf course to increase your profitability and ultimately increase that bottom line. Here's the intro. Another amazing Tuesday. What a great week. It's been amazing watching the British Open. Apparently, I was not the only one to watch a lot of it. I was watching on CNBC, and they had said that 1.6 million more people versus last year watched the British Open because of all the excitement surrounding Tiger, surrounding some of the players like Jordan who had a chance to potentially repeat. Just an amazing week. Really, really great golf. So feeding off of that week, this podcast this week is about building a community around golf, around the golf course, around the facility that you're on. There's so many different things that we can do with the facilities, the property, just everything that we have available to us as golf professionals and facility managers, that we really need to take advantage of that, because most of golf is set up as a social interaction between people. Now, whether that's going out with a foursome and playing golf with three other people and enjoying the company that you have there, or, playing in a tournament that has 288 people for a charity. There's a lot of different scenarios where golf is the center portion of what's going on, but it's not really the underlying purpose of what we're doing. So a lot of golf courses will run charity events that utilize golf and utilize the facility as a way to generate revenue for that charity event. And most people will go to that event specifically for that charity and to support that charity. And the golf is kind of a fun thing to do, but it's more about that socialization. It's more about that community that they're becoming a part of because of the time and the money that they're donating in that manner. So now I know it's difficult, and it's something that, I had to really kind of get my mind switched around to, and it's been such an amazing enlightenment, if you will, being able to see things from the customer perspective and kind of stepping away from that operator perspective and understanding kind of the meanings behind a lot of the interactions that happen at the golf course. And as a golf professional, we tend to get caught up in the day-to-day operations of the tournament that we're running, the 27-person event. How are we going to get somebody to play in that final group? There's only a threesome. Can we get somebody to make it a foursome? Our mind gets so caught up in the actual operations of the golf course and that tournament that we're running, and we seldom have the time, or we really don't have the perspective to understand why that tournament starts to become successful. And one of those deep reasons for that is the purpose for the golf tournament, or the purpose for that golf group. For example, I see a lot of things on meetup.com, which is kind of a great place to kind of go and look and see what kind of groups are getting together in your area. For example, here in Charlotte, there's a social golf networking group. There's golf for beginners, women's golf, singles golf, golf for beginners and hackers, men's golf, social golf club, ladies golf lessons and social networking, ladies new to golf. And then there's other groups that, like, for example, a couple days ago, I was a part of that. They're called the Divot Crew, and they get together and they have, beer around happy hour and go out and fill divots on 9 holes of the golf course on a Friday evening. So there's really cool things that can happen that can really get your membership involved, can get golfers involved with your golf course and your facility, that can start to generate that community feel and really get that buy-in that comes in. And as an operator, we always look at, dollars per round, and we look at, dollars per sale. The biggest thing that we really want to start thinking about is kind of putting it in more of a perspective of a grocery store. And grocery stores tend to look at the lifetime value of a customer. And I think the more that we look at that in the golf community, the deeper interaction and the deeper relationships that we can have with these different people that come and actually introduce themselves to the game. By getting them to be a lifetime customer, it will really kind of get your mind to flip around from, hey, there's some guy that's, stepping up to the counter and he's going to pay me $75 to play golf today. Let's see if I can squeeze another $10 out of him so I can get a sleeve of golf balls. Well, that's good and all. You've raised the ticket price up to $85, and now you're doing pretty good. But one of the biggest things that you really want to focus on is how can you get that person to become a lifetime customer where he spends $15,000 at your facility over the course of his lifetime. How can you do that? And one of the greatest ways to do it is to involve him in the community that you're building at your golf course. So there's a few ways to do that. And there's the push method, where you can basically say, hey, you should really come and be a part of this. You need to do this. And you can really try to push people into those different communities. And what you'll find is you'll get a lot of, people testing the water. They'll kind of dip their toe and bail. And you really don't see that growing interest. But then there's the pull method. And that is by literally going out and building an amazing community and having people so interested in it that they join themselves. They come and dip a toe, and then they dip another toe, and they don't feel that pressure that somebody's trying to push them into being a part of it. They want to be a part of it because they're welcomed to that community, but there's no forcing them to be into that. And one of the examples that I like to give, and this is something that is not specifically golf related, but I started a group with a buddy of mine, James Unger, that back in 2012 called the Mecklenburg Athletic Club. And that was here in Charlotte. He and I kind of joked a little bit about, hey, the first year we're going to really try to get a lot of members. We're going to see what we can do and get to 300 members that will go out and play a lot of different sports. Anything from softball, kickball, volleyball, softball, just everything. Trampoline, dodgeball was a big one, and golf as well. And what we found was the more that we went out and had a good time and continued to produce a consistent feeling every time somebody went to one of our events, then they would tell somebody else about how much fun they had when they were there doing that. And it could have been anything. I mean, we had varieties, everything from a social event that was at one of the local bars. We had over 150 people show up to one of those events. And we had every type of thing that was connected by this group called the Mecklenburg Athletic Club. And that's the great thing about a golf club is you have that club. You have that centerpiece that you can connect. Now, you can have that group meet at your facility. You have so many different things that you can do at the facility, but don't really restrict yourself to that. You can have people that play golf that, let's say, for example, really love to play badminton. Well, you may have some extra room somewhere on the golf course that on Thursdays you could have a badminton group that plays, and they play, one match and then they go out and play 9 holes. Or they play a match and then they go to the bar and have lunch. Utilize everything that you have there at your facility as a way to connect with people. Just building communities is how you're going to really start to see growth. So here's my major challenge, okay? This is my challenge, and I really want you to report back to me and kind of tell me how things went with you on this. But I want you to walk around your facility and think of something that you would like done at your facility. Let's say, for example, the front of your facility doesn't look super, and you'd really like to make it look a lot prettier, maybe some flowers, maybe some seasonal things. Go ahead and try to go out and find a group that would love to have the space to be able to highlight some of the stuff that they enjoy. Maybe there's a gardeners group that doesn't have any place to garden, and you can provide that area for them. You might even provide the resources to actually plant the plants and make it beautiful. And these are great things that can start to build that community. And next thing you know, you have 20 gardeners that are building out this beautiful front entrance that you have. And then after they get done, they're going to come in and have lunch. How would you ever really think of that if your main focus was just making sure that everything operated on time? It is very, very important as a golf professional to make sure that you operate the golf course in a timely manner and make sure that everybody is happy coming off the golf course. But it is equally important to find sources of revenue that aren't directly connected with somebody walking in the front door, to be able to find ways to get people to just come to the facility. Coming to the facility is paramount on having them spend money at the facility. So whether it's playing golf or whether it's planning a plant, they are coming out to the facility. The facility is looking busier, and I can't tell you how many times that I've told that activity around the golf course breeds more activity. It just shows that there's things going on and people are interested. And the more that you can build that, the more profitability that you will see throughout the upcoming years. You'll just start to see it build. It'll be like a snowball. And you'll look back on this time and you'll go, wow, it really started with that one group that I started that I didn't even think would be something that connected with golf, but it connected with our facility and we were able to really make it grow. Okay, so I'm stepping off the soapbox now. I'm sorry, I'm a big person on growing a community. Like I had said before, my partner James Unger and I had started to build that community, and we had bet that we were going to get to about 300 people in the first year. We got over 1,000 in the first year. And then the second year we eclipsed 2,100, and then we almost hit 3,000. I mean, it just continued to grow with zero marketing dollars, but just providing an amazing experience and a lot of different activities that appealed to a lot of different personalities. You know, by being able to throw or cast that wider net, so to speak, you're going to be able to get more people that are going to be able to hang around and actually be connected with that facility or that group. So don't limit yourself to actually playing golf, because there's a lot of people out there that, for example, ladies golf lessons and social networking. That's one that the ladies want to come out and learn how to play golf, and then they want to network. It's that doesn't have anything to do with the golf course, but those ladies will come out and pay for golf balls. They'll buy golf clubs. They will eat. They will drink. They will have a good time, and eventually they'll go and play golf at your golf course if you make them feel as though that is an amazing community that they want to be a part of. So really make sure that you're operating your facility in a way that makes people feel as though they want to be a lifetime customer at your facility. All right, off the soapbox. And like I always say every single week, if you have any comments, please send me an email to jrockhold@pga.com or drop me a line on Twitter at jrockgolf. But thank you very much for listening. We're really starting to build a following. I love seeing it. It keeps going up every single week. So tell a friend and send me an email. Let's build a community around this. Have a great week.